You don't need permission to make a podcast, and you don't need a green light to launch your YouTube channel. You don't need a gatekeeper to start a coaching business or sell your art or write your book. This week, as the U.S. celebrates Independence Day, I want to challenge you to celebrate your independence as a creator. Let's talk about what that really means and how to protect it and yourself. Welcome to this episode of Legit Podcast Pro. Hey, it's Gordon Firemark, the podcast lawyer, and this is Legit Podcast Pro, the show where we help creators like you to build profitable, protected, professional media brands. This episode's going to feel a little different. It's not just legal tips and business strategy, but it's a reminder, a bit of a call to action, and maybe even a little bit of a fire starter. Because this moment, this holiday weekend, is the perfect time to reflect on something bigger. You are free to create. But freedom without protection, well, that's risky. Freedom without structure is chaos. Freedom without clarity, well, that leads to burnout. So let's talk about how to own your independence as a creative entrepreneur. So first off, what independence really means for creators. This isn't just about doing things on your own. It's about the freedom to choose your message, to choose your angle on the message, to choose your platform, to choose your business model, and to choose how and when and with whom you work. In the creator economy, independence is your biggest asset, but it is also your big vulnerability because no one is going to force you to get your contracts in order, to register and protect your trademarks and copyrights and other intellectual property, to form a legal business entity or pay your taxes or run your creative business in a professional way. That is on you, your job. That's part of what independence really requires. So, how can we celebrate independence proactively? Taking action right now to support our creative freedom. First off, forming a business entity. If you are earning money, you are already in business. Frankly, even if you're not earning money, you're in business. You're putting stuff out there for the marketplace. So forming an LLC or maybe a corporation really does help to protect your personal assets and keep things separate and add legitimacy to what you're doing. Number two, owning your intellectual property. It's not just about owning it, but registering and protecting your trademarks and copyrights. You can't assume that you are fully protected just because you created them or you use them and nobody else seems to be doing so. Owning your brand is how you prevent others from hijacking it and creating troubling confusion in the marketplace. Number three, using contracts, whether with a co-host, a sponsor, a guest, a freelancer. Get your terms in writing. Oral agreements and emails are not often enough when things go sideways. You want to make sure everything's been thought out and documented so there are no misunderstandings. Number four, control your content. Avoid platforms or deals that strip away your rights. Always read the terms of use. Ask who owns the show, the list, the channel, the content. You might recently have heard about the new changes to the terms of use policy for CapCut, the popular short-form video editor, where they are claiming basically a right to use your stuff any way they want. You got to read this stuff and make informed decisions. Otherwise, you may find yourself letting go of rights that you otherwise own. So if it's not you who owns that content, if you aren't in full control, well, that's not independence, is it? Number five, invest in your education. Now, this is a fast-changing space that we're in. If you want to stay free, protect that freedom and independence, you have to stay informed. Watch the trends, learn the law, get support from people who've been there and know this stuff. Freedom isn't something that you get once and for all. It's something you maintain. In fact, I'm going to take a moment out here and get a little political here in the U.S. Freedom is something you maintain. That is an important thing we need to remember because our freedoms are on the chopping block. We are looking at authoritarian leadership coming in and creating issues that we haven't seen in this country in over 100 years. So this is stuff we need to be paying attention to, and we can use our creative voices to express things just like this. Whichever way you come down on some of these things, it's important that we use our voices and get the messaging out there. Okay, next up, what's the price of avoiding these things? Let's talk about what happens when you don't protect your independence. You grow a show and then lose rights to it because your contract rights didn't say otherwise. Or you bring in a co-host and then a breakup happens and there's no clear path forward because you never set the expectations. You lost some independence there. You build a brand. Someone else grabs the trademark or the name for it and registers a trademark out from under you or causes problems for you in the marketplace. Or you hit 6 figures in revenue. And guess what? The IRS comes knocking on your door because you didn't structure your business in a way that allows you to deduct all your costs and expenses and protect yourself. Now, these aren't horror stories from the fringe. These are real things that really happen all the time. I see them here in my law office every week, and I see them happening to friends, colleagues, and clients of other lawyers as well. Avoiding the legal side of your business just doesn't make you more creative. It makes you more vulnerable. Okay? Now, legal structures is how you build and create that creative freedom. The truth that nobody tells you is that this is not the enemy of creativity. Legal structure is the foundation on which you can build everything else, including a creative enterprise. When you've got the right contracts in place, the right company structure, the right intellectual property protections, you stop second guessing your partnerships. Business entity formed, you stop worrying about personal liability. Got that intellectual property registered, you stop obsessing about being copied or ripped off, and you get to relax and create. That is not bureaucracy. That's not friction. That's freedom. I cover all of this kind of stuff in much greater depth inside my course, Easy Legal for Podcasters. By the way, if you are using a podcast in your business or thinking about starting one, this is a great program for you. It's a complete system to get your legal and business affairs in order quickly and affordably. It's available at easylegalforpodcasters.com. And actually, if you want a sneak peek, you can get access to my secret video. It's a sample lesson from the program that shows you how to level up your protection without slowing down your momentum. It's available at gordonfiremark.com/level up. That's level up /level up. All right. If this episode is helping you to think differently about your business, please help me spread the word. Share it with a friend or your co-host or in your masterminds or your social audience. Tag me if you do. I'd love to know about it. And who knows, maybe I'll even tag you back with a little extra bonus something or other. All right? That'd be great. Okay. And don't forget, hit subscribe, turn on those notifications so you don't miss what's next. And as you watch fireworks this week or just enjoy the day off or family grilling in the backyard, I want you to remember you don't need a studio to say yes. You don't need a record label to get started. You don't need a publisher's permission to share your voice, but you do need to take responsibility for your independence. That means getting your legal structures in order. Form that LLC, register your trademarks and copyrights, use real contracts, keep your business finances separate, and treat your creative work like the business it actually already is. You are a creator, and that makes you an independent small business owner, maybe big business owner. You are the one in charge of protecting your freedoms before they get taken away or limited. So celebrate all of that this week. I'm going to wish you a happy Independence Day this 4th of July, and I will see you again next time on Legit Podcast Pro. Thanks for being with me.